Hi, we just finished practicing pronunciation practice on Monday, May 17th. And I will start at the top this time instead of down at line 8. Um, Now, you have two options. You can say it the shorter way, cooperative, cooperative, or add the extra syllable in the middle, cooperative, cooperative. First one, cooperative. Second one, cooperative. And if you see this shortened to just coop, it looks like COOP, coop. It is still pronounced the first part of the whole word, co-op. So the stress moves to co, but it is kind of confusing. If you see like student co-op, it might be spelled this way. Bristle, bristle, bring, bring, around, and the vowel is ow. So you have to open a lot. Ow. It's the same as downtown. And you won't hear the D if it's at the end of the sentence, like, oh, I'll be around. But you will hear it if it's connecting to a word with a vowel. Around date. Around date. This looks like a G but sounds like a J. It's from French, so we keep that part of it. Genre. If you sound like you have more of a j, like over here I put, if you have a j, then your tongue is coming up and stopping the airflow instead of keeping it low and letting air go over it. So if you hear j, that means you need more airflow. Zh. And remember, the zh sound is the same as sh. That puts your tongue and everything in the right position. And the only difference is you need sound, you need vibration. So shh. It's good practice because you have to take a deep breath and push a lot of air. Zh. Genre. And now this one will sound easy in comparison. Bizarre. Bizarre. Frothing. I put the TH in italics to remind you that it's voiced. So you need the sound frothing. Frothing. Shipping. Somebody asked, yes, it's like sipping, but with a sh instead of a s. Shipping. I always associate that with costs. What are the shipping costs? Physicist. Physicist. Nearsightedness. Nearsightedness. And these you can say with a V if you want to be more correct, could have. And it looks like a U, but remember it's actually So it's the vowel here, not oo, where your lips are rounded and your tongue is very high, but like good and took. Your lips should be flat, not rounded, and the tongue's a little lower. Who, It's kind of the middle of your tongue. You can feel go high and low. But the most important part is don't round your lips, which is hard to do if the word starts with a W. So in could, I don't have to round at all. Could have, would have, I have to start with rounded and come back. Would have. And should have, I have to round a little bit for the should have. But most of the time, you don't hear a V at all. And if you are going to make the V, you don't have to make a perfect, strong could have, would have, should have. You can just make a slight V, could have, would have, should have. Or you can just drop the V completely, and this changes to coulda, woulda, shoulda. And that's most common. Fixtures. Fixtures. That last S looks like an S, but sounds like a Z because it comes after the R. Fixtures. Ricochet. Ricochet. Exquisitely. You don't have to say the T in exquisite because your tongue is going to the L, so you just hold it there. Exquisitely. Exquisitely. That's the adverb, and the adjective is exquisite. Exquisite. This one has a lot of movement. Anesthesia. The anesthesia. This th is not th, it's the voiceless th. Anesthesia. Whew, that's a lot. Enthusiasm. And this is also a voiceless th, enthusiasm. And this came up because should the second syllable, the VIL, be pronounced E or I looked it up because I didn't know. I only knew evil, and that's the American pronunciation, but the British pronunciation can use an evil, I think. If that's, it's not a vol, it's more of a evil, maybe. American, just evil. That's easier to say. Cool. I put this as two syllables to remind you when you say coo, your lips need to round and then you come back for the L. So they kind of slide cool, cool. But you don't have to make it two perfect syllables. Cool, cool. And I'm going to skip down to school because it's the same thing. School, school. And you can practice too cool for school. It's a lot of ooh and ool sounds. John. This was an example contrasting genre, number 7, with j, John. And John and George and Giselle, they all stop the airflow. So the pressure builds up behind the tongue. It's touching in the middle of the mouth. J, j. You have to build up pressure behind and have your voice ready. Get going. J, John, George, Giselle. Fuchsia. This CIA is pronounced sh, and that came up in what other word with a sh? Maybe I haven't gotten to it yet. Oh, anesthesia. This SIA is just j, and fuchsia is just sh. Enthusiastic, enthusiastic. Advil, mobile. These are all American pronunciations. Advil, mobile. School, tissue. But UK British version might have more of a tissue, issue. American, tissue, issue. Caved. I'm not going to release the D usually unless there's a vowel in the word after it, like caved in. I caved in. If it was just caved, I caved, you wouldn't hear it. Just hold it there. I caved. Aiden, perfectly with two parts. Aiden. Or your tongue is going to the D position anyway, so you can just hold it there for the N. Aiden, Aiden. Same thing happens with student or student. Hold your tongue, student. And we usually practice this when there's a T and an N. It's the same situation. The T and the D are made in the same place behind the top teeth, which is the same place as the N. So once you go there, just hold it there. Cotton, button, heather. The vowel is e as in head, the same as leather and feather. Heather. Creeped. The ed sounds like a T. Creeped. Cashew. Heath. Beat. Brian. Brain. Arnold. Schwarzenegger. Furious. So instead of fur, you're saying fear. Your tongue is going very high, like you're going to say you're. Fear. Furious. Okay, that's it. Thank you for coming. I'm glad you could, and I hope to see you again.